Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I did a video with my sister Sherray. You guys might remember her from my previous videos, a couple videos ago. And she usually helps me with my filming as well. But today we did her homecoming look. And this I think you can use maybe like on a date night or a formal. You can use it whenever, whatever. If you like it, put it on there. It was simple, easy, and yeah, I was really happy with how it came out, especially the lips. I love the lips a lot. And her hair we actually did too. It's just got like a half up and half down do and curly hair and kind of like this bun situation going on that I always have. I never do my hair, but this turned out really cute. If you guys are interested in how to achieve the hair, I would do a video if you like. Just comment below. So don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. I'm really working on a bunch of stuff for you guys. It helps a lot of you request certain looks, because then I would just be like, okay, I'm gonna do this look. So just comment below and tell me what you guys want to see. So I think that's it. If you guys want to see how I achieved this look on my sister Sherray, just keep watching.
What we do here is go back,
hey guys, good morning. It is around 8:45 over here. Yeah, it's 8:45. I woke up super early today to do this video for you and do the voiceover and finish up some editing. Really want to try to get some videos out every week. But here, starting out, I'm using the Benefit Professional, and I'm just starting with the center of her face and blending that out towards the outer part. And this is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance eyeshadow primer, taking a good amount of that and placing it on both of her lids and going all the way up to her brow bone. I'm just using my finger to apply that and tapping that in. And then moving on, this is the Morphe Brushes 35N palette, and this here has a variety of matte shades. This whole palette is matte. Lots of browns, there's some purples in there, beiges. It's a really great palette to start off with if you just like neutral makeup. This is one of the very first palettes that I got from Morphe. So I'm just taking a nice fluffy brush and I'm basically setting her primer so I get a smooth application when I'm trying to blend out the other shadows that are going to go on top of that. And with that shade there, I'm using the Morphe E23 brush, and I'm just doing that from her crease and blowing that out. That brush makes it so easy to do, so I do highly recommend this E23 brush for that. So yeah, that just basically very simple, very easy. And then I'm going to take that darker brown shade and the Sigma blending brush, the E25 brush, and I'm starting with the outer corners of her eyes and moving on into like the center part and still staying in her crease. And then I'm also starting to blend up as the color diffuses, or as I have less eyeshadow on the brush, then I start to blow it out more, moving further up where that transition shade is. Not too far up though. So I just blend it out with that same brush. And this color you just want to stay mainly on the outer parts of the eye. Alright, here, this is the e.l.f. Smudge Pot in Got It Below. If you guys have not tried these are really amazing as bases. I was super happy when I discovered it. It's a super affordable, basically, eyeshadow base. So I'm just taking a little tiny flat brush. And when I say like flat brush or just a fluffy brush and I don't give you a name or brand of the brush, it's just something generic that I find maybe at like Ross or Walmart or sometimes eBay. So yeah, you could just basically use whatever you have. So it doesn't have to be the same brushes, just as long as it can get the job done, something similar to it. So I just place that on her lids, and then I'm using the LA Colors shimmering eyeshadow, and this is in Honeysuckle. And believe it or not, guys, I found this at the Dollar Tree. Someone on Instagram that I follow, I believe her name is Makeup Glam Marie, and she had posted a picture of these, and I was so, like, I thought they were beautiful, so I wanted to try them out. And I actually saw these at the Dollar Tree, which I was super surprised, and so I was like, I have to try them out. I mean, for $1, why not? And they work so good. They're like a pigment, and yeah, like you can see it right there. It's beautiful, right on top of that base. And I'm just using, for that right there, I used the Sigma shader brush in E56 to pat that on the lid. And then here, this is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Luckfully, one of my favorite shades. It's a really pretty blue. And these ColourPop Super Shock Shadows are really pretty, but they do work better when you use your finger. So that's what I did first, was I just took my finger in there and I took some product and I'm just basically patting it and rubbing it on the outer part of her eye, her outer V. And I'll do that with both of the eyes, and I go through that pot a couple of times. And then what I'll do is I'll in there again, and I'll take that same flat brush that I used from Sigma, the E56. Yep, that one right there, and I'll just take a generous amount onto the brush, and then I'll start patting that more to pick up the pigmentation on there. These eyeshadows are really beautiful, and yeah, you just have to learn how to work with them, I guess. So I use my finger first, and then I use the brush, and that's how I get the most pigmentation. Now on camera it doesn't look as vibrant, but in person it is really, really nice. It's like a royal blue color, and I really liked it. The camera doesn't give it justice at all. So yeah, just putting on the outer corner, working it towards the inner part of her eye. And this is the Kat Von D Metal Matte Palette, my newfound love. So I'm still playing around with this, you guys. This is the E24 by Morphe that I'm using. Just using it for that black color right there called Jet. And I'm going to use that pencil brush there, and I'm going to add more definition to the outer parts of her eye. Not too much. And this black here in the Kat Von D palette wasn't too dark, so I liked it. I appreciated that. But I was really actually surprised that it wasn't more black. So I just put that to the outer corners of her eyes, just placing it in there, and then I will blend that in afterwards. And just placing it on there and then moving it towards that blue shade slowly. And then I'll go back in with that same blue color. And I'm just meshing those two colors together. And this is how I work. I basically go back and forth until I like the payoff, the color payoff. And here's another Morphe brush. Which one is that? That is the Morphe M441 brush, and I'm using that to blend it in with that darker brown color that we placed after the transition color. So yeah, I'm just basically blending that all in together. And I find the key to making a look very seamless is going back and forth and making sure you blend right after every time you place a color, want to blend it in. And so I'm going back in again with that LA Colors Honeysuckle, and I'm just patting it on there and wanting her inner parts of her eye to really shine through. And it definitely got the job done. So, and again, I'm using that E56, that flat brush, one of my favorite brushes from Sigma. And then I'm just taking a makeup wipe and I'm just removing all the fallout on her face and getting a more sharp edge at the outer corners of her eye. Okay, back with this Morphe 35N palette. I'm taking a medium brown shade there, and I'm going to use that to further blend in those colors. And the brush I'm using there is by BH Cosmetics, and that is a number 15 brush. No, it's a number 12 brush from BH Cosmetics. And that brush is super fluffy, but it's not very dense, so it's good to just blend out. Here is the new foundation I wanted to try out. This is a Sephora Tape Infusion number 33 Walnut, and I absolutely love this foundation. Right now, I saw that it is on sale on Sephora for $11, guys. So if you really want to try it out, try it out. I love it. It gives coverage, but then it's a natural look on the face. And I always use a beauty blender to put foundation on. So that's what I'm doing there. Just taking some on the brush, and I also added some of the Tarte Pure Maracuja oil with that, just to give it a more dewy look and not so matte. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, and while she does her little dance, just tapping that all over the face. And with this foundation here, you can add more or add less depending on what coverage you want. I wanted a pretty decent amount of coverage because this is a more glam look, something for a special occasion, and yeah, just did that. And then moving on, I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. And basically, this is a neutralizer, by the way, and putting that everywhere I want to highlight her face. She doesn't need to conceal anything, but I just like to highlight the center parts of her face, forehead, underneath her eyes, and chin. And then I'm going in with the Mario Badescu facial spray, and using that same beauty blender that I used for her foundation, I'm just basically blending that out and spreading the product and making it look more natural. And the beauty blender does the trick. If you guys haven't used the beauty blender to apply your foundation, you're missing out. You should try it out. Another dupe for the beauty blender that I like, and the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge is amazing as well and very affordable. So I would check that out if you don't want to splurge on a beauty blender. So here's the Coty Airspun translucent powder in extra coverage. And basically just using that to set her concealer and her foundation all over her face, and make sure that her foundation and concealer do not move, and it just gives it that longevity. And I'm just using a stippling brush to do that. Basically what I'll do with this brush is tap it in instead of like what do you do, like sliding it all over your face, swiping it all over your face. I basically use patting motions, and then once I pat the powder in, then I will go ahead and basically brush off the powder. So I'm doing that everywhere that I place product, the liquid product on her. Here's the Urban Decay All Nighter black eyeliner, and I'm just putting that at like a quarter into her eye on the outer part. I'm not taking it all the way in. And then I'm just using a pencil brush there, and I'm picking up some of that Luck Fully color from ColourPop, and I'm starting on the outer part and going towards the inner part, just basically blending it all in together. Yep, so just blending that in and setting that black eyeliner that we placed on the outer corner. Here is the Cella highlighter in Ivory Lace, and this is for your eyebrows, but I really love it on that waterline. I find that it lasts very long, and it's the perfect nude shade. If you don't want to place like a white eyeliner in there, that really does the trick, and it basically gives her a more wide-eyed, not so closed-in eye look, because she does have small eyes, and I don't want to close them in more, so that's what I chose to use in her waterline. Or you could just use nothing. So taking that same Urban Decay eyeliner, I'm basically just lining her lash line or above her lash line, basically where you would place like a gel liner or liquid liner. That's what I'm doing, and then I'll take the that brush and I will blend it out. That brush is by Sigma again, and it's the Waterline Liner Brush. It's an E17, and I'm just basically blending that out. I didn't want to use a very precise gel liner or liquid liner. I wanted it to look more smoky and less harsh. So that's what I'm doing, just blending it into those two eyeshadows that are on her lid already. And yeah, so with this placement you don't have to be very exact, but you want to stay as close to the lash line as possible. And then taking my favorite brush to put gel liner on is the Sigma E11 brush. It's very skinny, very pointed, and I'm just using that to place the gel liner on the inner parts of her eye, just to basically elongate her eye, give her that appearance of a longer eye. So yeah, just doing that. And I love to do this with my eyes too. We basically have the same kind of eyes, and it makes it more dramatic to me as well. Gives it a little amp up. And even though I'm using gel liner for this part here, it's still not as harsh as I would usually put it on there. And just basically pointing out the front parts. This brush is perfect for it. I love it for a nice strong wing, very thin wing, and it's also good to do like lip art. That's what I use for lip art. Here is Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in soft brown. I usually use dark brown on her, but I really like the way the soft brown looked. It looked more natural and less harsh, but still giving her a bold enough eyebrow to match the eyeshadow look. So basically starting at the tail of her brow, filling it into those sparse areas and blending it out. I don't go in with a lot of product. I just use whatever I have on the brush and blend it out. And when I have little to no product on the brush, then I move towards the front part of her brow. She already has very full brows, so there wasn't much product to be put on there. It's basically just the sparse areas and then using that slowly to blend it out. Okay, and then using this Pro Concealer by LA Girl in Pure Beige. This is what I'm going to use to clean up her brows. It's something that is close to her skin tone, not too light, so it gives that basically natural highlight to her eyebrow without making it look like you carved out your eyebrows. So yep, just doing that, cleaning up any basically mistakes or anything that I had done with the dip brow, and just giving it a more dramatic look. So I use that for the top and the bottom of her brow, and as you can see, it just blends in with her skin seamlessly, so you don't have that really bright start highlight from if you like used a lighter concealer. So doing that with both of her brows, and you can see that that it really does, you know, change up the look there. It makes it look more clean and more glamorous, to me at least. That's what I see. And the brush I'm using here is a Wet n Wild brush, and this is I want to say this is like one of their shader brushes. So taking the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and that center shade right there, I'm going to bronze up her face with that. This has easily become my favorite contouring palette. I use this all the time. I always reach for it. So just using that, and that's a Luxie brush right there. That brush is called the Luxie 504 brush. It's a large angled brush, and I'll use that all over her face just to bronze it out. And with that same brush, I'll go back in with that darkest color in that palette and just sculpting her face out more, doing more contour. Okay, and then here I'm taking that Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, and I'm basically going to bake her face, just creating a more defined look there where the contour is.
What we do here
And I'm
is
using
go
that
back,
same
back,
Airspun
back,
powder
back,
to
back,
do that.
back.
Alright, now with that same palette, I'm using the Sombre shade there, and I'm going to take a thin but fluffy brush to contour her nose. Yeah, I am not the greatest at contouring noses, but I guess I would say that for every, I don't know, nose shape, or depending on what nose shape you want, then there's certain ways to contour it. I can't really tell you how to do it, but I basically like to shade the sides and a little bit of the tip of the nose. So here's the Too Faced Loved Blush Blush in Justify My Love, and Real Techniques Blush Brush, one of my favorite brushes to apply blush. And yep, just doing that. I love the color that it gave her cheeks, something more natural looking. I know I keep saying natural in this video. This look is nowhere near natural, but natural enough, I want to say. And then that beauty blender, again, I'm going in and I'm blending out. Just basically the same thing that I always do. That beauty blender comes in handy. This is the Anastasia Ultimate Glow Kit, and I'm taking that shade White Sand and the Morphe M509 brush to highlight. And this is the first time I used this Ultimate Glow Kit, and it did have really chunky glitter in it. Once you brush off the chunky glitter or pick up the chunky glitter with a beauty blender, it really does give you a wonderful glow. I like the glow that it gives. I just don't like the chunky glitter that comes with it. And then I'll just use that on the center part of her nose and the tip of her nose. Again, with the beauty blender, I am going in and blending out. Now this is the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in Espresso, and I use it all the time. This, I'm starting with the tail of her brow, the outer parts, and brushing through it slowly. Because it's tinted, you don't want to go overboard with it, otherwise it will just make your eyebrows look crazy. So just starting at the tail of her brow, and once I have little to no product on the brush, then I go towards the front. Now look how like put together the eyebrows look. That makes eyebrows look so much better. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Miss Manga Rock Mascara, and I'm just basically coating her lashes lightly, not so heavy, bottom and the top lashes, and just getting her lashes ready for her fall. This is the Ardell 105 Twin Pack, and the glue that I use on the lashes is always the Revlon one. It's the one with like the brush applicator, and I just really I can't use any other lash glue. This one just works for me. It dries faster and it just never fails. I've tried using the Duo lash glue, and that just doesn't work as well for me, so I really recommend the Revlon one. And yeah, just placing that on her eyelashes, and what I like to do is take my fingers and squeeze her real lashes with the falsies. Her eye got stuck for a second. When you put on the false lashes, I recommend you telling your client or whoever you're doing the makeup on to look down instead of closing their eyes, because with the lash glue sometimes it can glue their eyes together. I mean, not permanently, but still it can create a mess sometimes, so that's what I would recommend. And here I'm just lining her lips with a mauve neutral color, and really for some reason it looks like I really lined it so crooked. I'm just watching it right now and it's like hilarious because it looks so crooked. But yeah, this is the Melania More Matte Lip Cream in Chromatic Addict, and just using that, and basically the crooked lineup that I did. This basically covers up that whole thing. The lip liner does help for her lips to last longer though, so just use anything that you have in your collection. I just have so many nude colors, so I don't remember which one I used here. Just use what you have. But yeah, this is pretty much the end of the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with your friends. All the information for products I used today will be in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!